and we return once more to the fucked up land of Yana. Excellent stuff. This set today we will be dealing with Vicar Amelia and doing a bit of exploring around central Yana, as well as opening up another area which might help me with the trickier part of an Arcane build, which is getting the blood gems needed to make weapons elemental. But first, before we do anything regarding to that or the boss in this area, there are a couple more NPCs to pick up around this, admittedly, fairly intricate labyrinthine area. And also, abusing iframes to avoid damage. It's a rather handy tactic, especially actually when enemies with frenzy come into the fray. Tell you that much. But for now, let's actually get a closer look at everything that's around this area. This little gauntlet here for the halls is designed in a way that if you sort of rush through it, I mean, you can technically do it, but there's a lot of enemies you have to churn through and you have to be very careful about it. Which is nice. But with these enemies in particular, they're so easy to parry that they're not too problematic. That guy over there with a gun, however, is a bit more annoying. And I'm amazed I did not hit him. It's got a very snazzy hat. Unfortunately, you can't get your hands on it yourself. Just go and cosplay Logan. So you can do that, and off that way is Vicar Amelia. I don't actually know what that item does. Oh, it's his corpse. Fair enough. Down this way, since we opened the gate, is this big central area full of these brutish dudes and some madman's knowledge. This is like the central area of a central Yana, central section, where it connects to a bunch of other areas. There's, of course, Erden Chapel, where we just came from. Down this way is where we'll be going, which is the lower Cathedral Ward. Not so much the slum area that we went through before, but sort of like a smaller residential area, quite closely connected. And of course there's the next area, the Forbidden Woods, which we can't access yet. There's also this disgusting creature that you might recognise from the slums we just went through. He is an asshole. He's an asshole that can be dealt with. You just have to be very careful. I need to do something specific. That'll do. Oh. I wasn't expecting to one-shot him, but fair enough. Enemies like that, they're brain suckers, that's what they are, and Josephine is just congratulating herself like a big narcissist. Yeah, you can occasionally do accidental gestures, which can really ruin you, if you're not careful. But down this way is the way to the Forbidden Woods, which we can't get to yet. It does offer a nice view, though. At least there's that. I got sidetracked again. The brain suckers are, they're pretty tanky when it comes to physical resistance, except for thrust. But elemental damage just generally wrecks them, so good thing I have a Tonitrus that just generally kicks ass. This, as you can probably see from here, is a rather nasty encounter. You have this this top-hatted sniper over here. You have one a little further down. But you also have a group of enemies here that are triggered to come up when you try to deal with the snipers. And of course that big burly dude there next to the sniper. So this is a way that you can actually deal with them relatively easily. It's just a matter of getting the right angle. that deals with him. But we're actually going to be going down through a bottom path. So dispatching with these guys now helps a lot in the future. I usually don't take this much time to do it, but with a character like this, where a lot of stats are spread out and I don't have a lot of fit or in my main attack stat, it helps. And also it helps if it's your first time through and you're... well, the enemies are giving you a hard time. Fancy hat man over here. With a very nasty flame spray. If you get caught in that, it can really do a lot of damage very quickly. And it's mainly because it doesn't stun you. So it just ticks a lot, and you don't get the same sort of warning that being, like, stunned after an attack gives you. So before you know it, you can lose an awful lot of health. So, best be careful. Down here is the residential area I was discussing earlier, and where we'll meet the NPCs I was talking about. This is the first one and pretty much the most important one here.
Oh my, what a queer scent. But I'd take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then? I'm off during hunts, and besides, this is no place for ladies. Wouldn't want to drag you down too.
So yes, this is what's probably more accurately called a courtesan. But she has
oh, thank goodness.
she has a fairly
You're a
important
hunter,
side
aren't
quest.
you, dear? Might you know of a safe place? The night is long and I've very little of the incense left. Please, there must be some nice place to run off to. Oh, thank you, dear. Perhaps I'll see you there.
By the way, if you've been wondering what these are all this time, this is the incense they were talking about. This is an indicator of what doors you can actually knock on and talk with the residents inside, because this incense is there to ward off the beasts, like the chapel dweller mentioned.
You!
And then there's this guy.
You're not from around here, are you? Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from our castle.
What a nice chap, eh? What a lovely, friendly individual. Of course we want to rescue him.
Ah, enough of you. What, you think this is funny? Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast stunts.
A fairly valid thing to want to do, considering how violent they can be. But if you've gone and talked with her, he has something a little different to say.
Well, what's this two-bit nonsense you're peddling? I heard you told that wench about some shelter. Well, she's a damn fool to trust an outsider. Why? Well, her sort's probably to feed some of your coin.
Lovely chap. You can tell he goes outside of his house often.
All right, what crafty lies does the outsider have today? You think I'm an easy mark? Yeah? Well, give me your best shot.
Now, you might be tempted to lie to this individual if you think that certain other spots in the game are very dangerous. But we are a nice person. Or Josephine is a nice person, and we're not going to lie to him, because we want what's in his best interests. So we're going to tell him Erden Chapel.
Yeah, sorry, too sharp for that bollocks. I know a superstition when I hear one. Outsiders. Even their lies are predictable.
Now, you might think that he doesn't believe us and he'll go to the opposite area, but it's totally fine. We have not doomed him to death. He will totally be fine. He'll totally get a fate that's deserving of his character. Also, there's a dude here. Ugh, trying to sleep here. Sorry. Sorry, but I must whack you with a lightning mace.
Oh, my deepest gratitude for the church and all they do for us. The deepest, widest gratitude, yes.
Right, right. Good to know. Good to know. Now, if I hadn't gone and killed the sniper and the very beastly looking dude, they would be after me and shooting me right now.
Praise you. Praise the old damn church. And then best of luck hunting. Best luck of all.
If you think everybody around here sounds a little bit off, especially when they're talking about the church, this might give some indication. Most healing church hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims, and even potential victims, before signs of sickness manifest themselves. During a night of the hunt, pretty much everybody outside is a target. So, and considering these people live right next door to the healing church's main residence, you can understand why they're a little bit afraid of these overbearing murderers, essentially, who could easily go and off them at any moment. Now, having dealt with the people before, this section becomes a lot easier. In fact, because there hasn't been anybody firing gunshots at us, these people haven't even been aggroed. How convenient. And just like that, what could have been a real pain in the ass encounter was made trivial. Such is the nature of Souls games, really. You are rewarded for taking your time, assessing the situation, and being a bit clever about things. So this is the explanation as to why you can't just go to the Forbidden Woods, which is the main area progression. The sacred adage of the Grand Cathedral, hint hint, you need to go there to get the password, is where our boss happens to be. Well, not ours specifically, but the boss of this area. So that clarifies that. So that's that. I've already gone up the stairs in this area and shown off the path to Hemwick Channel Lane. The path to the right of the cathedral I will do later. And you'll see why, because it's kind of sensitive and dependent on you beating Vicar Amelia first. But again, I'll show that off later. For now, I'm just going to do a few things sorting out. Or sort out a few things, I should say. And then we'll actually fight the boss. Alright, so you may be wondering why I've gone and ended up here. You know, it's just on a bit of a hunch, but I have the sneaky suspicion that that guy didn't trust us before, and I want to test this out. Just an inkling. Just an inkling.
Oh, hello. You're all right. Very good. He's safe with me now. I presume you're to thank. The treatment is going well. Stabilized, for the most part. Fascinating, really. Here you are, as promised.
Fascinating.
Oh, thank goodness you came. Be a dear. Find me some more.
She sounds completely trustworthy.
There may yet be humans out there. If you find them, send them to Yusefka's clinic. I endeavor to treat every survivor there is. So please, be a saint.
Nice choice of words. Nice choice of words. So, yes, you get that dialogue whenever somebody is either sent to or goes to Yosefka's clinic. And that also demonstrates the rewards you can get. And here we are back in the Cathedral Ward to see what happened to the courtesan we talked to earlier. Well, there she is in the flesh.
Oh, hello, dear. You weren't lying. This is a safe place. Thank you. I am in your debt.
Pay attention to Adela in the background there. She seems to be oddly intent on finding out what we're doing.
I'd like to tender my thanks, but I can't imagine what to offer. All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a whore's blood?
What could possibly go wrong from taking the blood from somebody who might have some transmitted diseases? Except I'm carrying Adela's. That's the thing. And I'm going to demonstrate this again. Just pay attention to Adela in the background.
Oh, you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help. Unless...
Ding. And of course you already received blood. But yeah, that's oddly spooky, isn't it? You got anything to say?
Brave hunter, please give me a little more time. There are other...
Oh, look at that. I've suddenly used someone's blood.
Oh, you. I'm sorry. Unless...
Ding,
Oh,
ding,
good.
ding.
Come close, dear. I'm always happy to help.
Excellent. Blood taken from Ariana, Cathedral Ward Woman of Pleasure. A member of the Old Healing Church would know that her blood is similar to precisely what was once forbidden. Very ominous. Very ominous indeed. And of course, you can only
Oh,
get...
hello. Sorry, dear. You're much too eager. I've only so much blood, okay?
her innuendos. And it's the same here.
Forgive me, I need more time.
That's interesting. There's actually quite a very drastic difference in tone if you approach her and you have Ariana's. I like that. It's just a neat little touch.
Oh, brave hunter, I pray for your safety.
I have never experienced this at all. This is intriguing. Ding.
Oh, forgive me, I need more time. Oh, brave hunter, I pray for your safety.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't quite catch that. Is everything alright?
Oh,
I can swear I hear you talking to yourself. You going a bit nuts there, lady. So anyway, that's odd. I've never had that happen. That actually might be a bit problematic.
There ain't a peep to be heard, not in the old town. I doubt there's any more out there. God save us. Yarnum's done for.
Ever the optimist.
There ain't no more survivors. There can't be. Yarnum's done for.
So this is your indication that there is absolutely nobody left within Yarnum that you can send to Erden Chapel or Yosefka's clinic.
There ain't no more Yarnum.
How lovely. And of course, Grandma
You.
still hates us. But that's enough sodding around. Let's actually go and sort out this boss. Now this next boss is something of a DPS check. If you have good DPS, this, especially with beast blood pellets, this boss can be over in like a couple of minutes. If you don't, it becomes a little bit more complicated, and you'll probably end up using a lot more numbing mists than you'd actually like. Don't mind me, just casually opening a door, taking all the hits. Oh, she's gone through the door now. We can't actually follow her. Yeah, it's not in my job description. I break regulations. So, yeah. Awful lot of blood on the ground. I imagine that's only good tidings. And then you have these things. Again, very gothic, eh? That's totally something you see in Dracula or Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna be quiet for a bit and boost up the voice volume.
Death would go unlamented. Seek the old blood. Let us pray, let us wish to partake in communion. Let us partake in communion and feast upon the old blood.
That's probably enough. But yeah, if you heard what she was saying, that demonstrates a bit more about the importance of the blood, both as the source of the beast scourge and also of the power of the church. It's something that offers great power, but it's also something that is a curse, in a sense. Why exactly that is? Well, perhaps we'll find out. Perhaps we'll find out. Perhaps we'll even ask this kind lady over here, who seems to be completely normal in every possible way. And she's only gotten cuter. Yes, we're now fighting an enormous reindeer. This can be both easy and very problematic. It looks like I'm doing good damage now. She can dish out as much as she can take. So it's not a good idea to stick around. So if I'm going to be a bit quiet here, that's honestly because I need to concentrate. This boss can really hurt if you fuck around. I've already seen what happens if I fuck around too much on the boss. Just a bit of insurance. Oh, ow. Rude. Oh god, I do not want to be stuck on the scenery. Just sort of walked into it. Nope, nope, we're not having any of that shit. Tell you what, I will have some. Get some oiler and charged our tombs. That is why fire weapons kill us. And that's why I want a fire stake driver. And there we have it. That was Vicar Media. Like I said, you get good damage, it's a bit of a cakewalk. If you don't, or you take a lot of hits, it becomes far, far more of an issue. This pendant, passed down among the vicars who head to the healing church, is a reminder of the cautionary adage. To reveal the adage, touch the altar skull. Well, without further ado, before I actually do this though, it's perhaps worth mentioning this is a key moment in the progression of the game. If there are any other like side quest things you want to do with NPCs, ideally do them before you do this fight.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
By the gods, fear it, Lawrence.
To put this in perspective, as to the reason why that glimpse of a memory was a thing, this is Lawrence's skull. We'll find out what happened to Lawrence later, but he is a very, very, very old figure within the Healing Church. In fact, he is the founding figure. The Healing Church has its roots in Bergenworth, hence why Lawrence was a student of Master Willem's. So that's why you have that memory there. We'll go into a bit more detail on that when we actually go into Bergenworth and see what's going on there.